welcome to the channel. It's me, Vandal. I hope you had an excellent day. Let's get to the videos.
Serious? Did you just f***ing piss right here? No? You fucking serious? Get off our goddamn property. Get in the house! Get in the house!
This is the reason why you should never get out of the house if you're in bed late night. This woman heard strange sounds coming from outside and decided to come out to see what was happening. To her surprise, there was actually a strange man hiding on her porch that spooked the woman back inside the house. Would you have done the same thing?
Hi, Fred.
Oh my God.
So in real time, and I can see the audience, and I can talk to you, and I can interact with you. You can put a drum set on this and just playing drums, or you can do a drum set and have your friend on stage beside you. So this is your center. That's your center.
Hi, Fred.
This is you in the box.
Hey,
oh, no, a
what's
backyard.
up, everybody? Wow, okay. Yeah, this is way better than a Zoom meeting. This wizard box.
Here's why you should keep your kids off Roblox. All of these arrests that you're seeing are very recent, and you can find them with a simple search. Seems like a pretty dangerous game to me. Stay safe.
Right in front. This is what we're carrying.
It's a transference of the life force energy without touching someone or just by laying of the hands and such.
Okay, and then the third type is the hybrid, which means both.
Yes.
Which type are you?
I am a hybrid.
You're a hybrid.
Correct.
So you drink people's blood.
Correct. I was
Seemed like a cosplayer to me.
Looking forward to the right now. Like right now, it needs to have to leave for me. Then that's why I'm just I'm carried away.
Definitely not tripping. That definitely looked like a goblin. I would be super paranoid if I saw that.
Hey babe, wake up. New moon just dropped. Apparently, it's been orbiting us for like 60 years and we just noticed it. What a creepy little guy just staring in Earth's bedroom windows as we slept. But yeah, that's the thing. 2025. Why not just have a new moon? You know, it's can't be any weirder than the rest of it.
But like they just been throwing a bunch of random stuff at us for like the past month to distract us from those files. Are you serious? A moon been circling us for 60 years and NASA didn't notice?
Yo, I don't know about you guys, but the saga continues with this unreal meat. You gotta watch this. This is crazy. The corned beef is actually starting to disappear. Oh man, when will they stop doing this? Something's wrong, I swear to God.
Essentially sand. Their beef filling, they're not allowed to call it beef filling. They have to call it taco filling because
It's not beef.
the beef has silicone in it to make it fuller and more. Look it up.
I
Hold
guess
on.
the ingredients. It's not in there.
Silicone dioxide, anti-caking agent. Now look that up.
Anti-caking agent to avoid clumping in supplements. It's used to prevent the various powdered ingredients from sticking together. As many food additives, consumers often have concerns about
you
silicon
think?
dioxide as an additive.
Probably
Is
fine.
it safe?
Look at that. That's sand. See that? They put in there.
Also frequently found in health food nutritional supplements as an additive, silicon dioxide primarily functions as an anti-caking agent which prevents ingredients from binding together because it's not food. Duh. Why is it in there though?
36% beef.
Oh, it's only 36% beef in Taco Bell.
The other 64% is a wide range of fillers,
Cocoa
extenders.
That explained by the ground beef that it tastes so disgusting. Who needs a caking agent for real food?
Halloween's the most dangerous season of the year for the homeless. I'm like, well, why is that? Are they eating bad candy? What's going on here? He's like, no. They have these vans that come around and they tell the homeless they're going to take them to a shelter. They've got whole big meals set up for them and showers, and they can wash their clothes and all this. And a lot of them get in the vans and go, and then they tie them up and they hold them for the 31st. And then they sacrifice them on the evening of Halloween to the devil.
Guys, this reminds me of William Bonin. Just type him in. He used a van and he picked up hitchhikers off the side of the freeway in America. I think it was in 1979. Hitchhikers and homeless people are a perfect target. They're displaced. No one knows exactly their location and where they're supposed to be. So it makes sense to me. Evil, sick demons would prey on people like this. And if you really look behind the meaning of Halloween, you'd see why people who think like that would use a day like that to do evil things.
Yeah, because if you take a homeless person or people no one's looking for, when they disappear, no one's going to know, let alone care. That's the sad reality of being homeless in the United States.
If it wasn't for the passing figure that briefly appeared, Bonita says that she would have written this off as nothing more than an issue with the stove. But seeing how it shook uncontrollably before lifting up and crashing down only seconds after the shadow makes her think this was anything but a typical appliance issue. Now obviously, stoves don't do this, but it's this fact alone that has convinced Bonita and her family that an unseen presence had done this. And perhaps, as they believe, it's a presence they're familiar with. As mentioned earlier, Bonita's relatives are staying over for a few months. They had gathered there after the recent passing of Bonita's grandmother, who passed away naturally under Bonita's care. Maybe, according to them, this might have been her spirit. But despite what they believe, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Just what exactly occurred here? Was a ghost responsible for this? Or had something else been at play here that could explain this?
I watched that video at least 10 times, and I still don't understand how a stove would do that. If you have any idea, because some people in the comments were trying to say wash machine when I saw this on YouTube on Bazaar Bub channel. That's not a wash machine. That's a stove. I watched it frame by frame. If you know anything about stoves, they are super heavy. So I don't know what could cause a stove to spin like that and then fall like that.
Kim Kardashian from 1995 to 2024 at 44 years old. Wait till you see what she looks like now, because she seems to have joined the club of Christina Aguilera, Madonna, Lindsay Lohan, and all these other ones that are suddenly just aging in reverse. When they get to 2024, suddenly they look like a completely different person. I know a lot of you guys are commenting saying maybe it's plastic surgery, maybe it's Ozemic or something like this. I don't know, guys. Adrenal something or other has been mentioned a few times too. Somehow, some of these are very lucky when it comes to aging, and other ones, like Amanda Bynes, which I'll show you later on tomorrow, got a little unlucky, but we're almost here. We're at 2020. Wait till you see what she looks like now, and let me know in the comments what you think she's doing to look so young in 2024. You ready? How is she 18 again, guys?
I personally just think it's a bunch of surgeries, and they're using some stuff that we just don't know about. There could be some weird stuff, if you know what I'm saying, that some people spectate they're using, or there's some new stuff on the market that's not for public or something, because I do look like some people just don't age like that.
I'm having a hard time.
Found this crispy fucking thing in the yard. What is that, is that a fucking squirrel?
The most obvious fey trap I have ever seen. I'm gonna go touch it. No, Maria, you're gonna get kidnapped. I have a question. What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
Okay, so someone sent me this video of King Charles and people fainting in his presence. And at first I thought, people faint. But then I'm like, wait a minute. How many times have people fainted by being in the presence of King Charles? And what is with that? Now, we know about this strange painting and everything. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But all I will say is the age-old explanation for this is that people tend to faint in the presence of demonic or satanic activity. I will say, if you were to just ask someone what kind of vibes this portrait gives off, I don't know that you could say it's love and light. In fact, it looks bloody. And again, we saw what happens when you invert it, duplicate it, and match them up together. What type of coincidence would that be? And what is with the very interesting history of the royal family anyway? And what makes their bloodline enable them, or rather give them the power to rule over others? I'm not sure I'm really buying this whole story. Side note, by the way, we're all familiar with inheritance taxes, where when someone passes in your family, you don't just get all their money. The government gets a big cut. Of course, taxed here, taxed there, and even taxed when you bite it. Well, King Charles is not paying any inheritance tax from the Queen passing because of a law, and they don't want the royal wealth to be salami sliced away. So once again, we have another example of rules for thee, but not for me. How dare you try to get around paying inheritance tax on your loved one who worked their whole lives to accumulate that money. We don't have to deal with that if we're a royal family member. I just thought that was interesting, and I can tell you that if there was a vote, I would say probably the vast majority of people would say, no, you got to pay it too, or get rid of the whole thing, not selective law applyingness. Now, the next video we're going to have to do a deep dive on is Princess Diana and the very strange circumstances that surrounded her passing, what she might have been talking about. And a lot of our parents grew up through this. I'm speaking that, all of you guys are in different ages, but even there was rumors and whispers what really happened to her, etc. And now time has passed, and we know a lot may have happened. We're going to discuss more about this in another post. Follow for more and comment your thoughts below.
King Charles likes to joke on television how he is related to Dracula.
His Royal Highness Prince Charles, who can trace his ancestry back to Romania's dark and distant past.
The genealogy shows that I'm descended from Vlad the Impaler, so I do have a bit of a stake in the country.
As it were. These royals are the result of an incestuous breeding program, wherein children were used as a way to gain power over the masses. Throughout the First World War, the people of England were questioning the loyalty of the German bloodlines who ruled over them, which prompted the royal family to change their name to Windsor in 1917. 9 years later, Queen Elizabeth was born, who was initiated into the Druid Order in 1946.
Yeah, the picture with King Charles' portrait is very, very terrifying. When I first saw that, I was like, why would you make something like that? And be like, yeah, unless you're a weirdo. And the part about them being lineage to Dracula and his little pun with the stake, yeah, something definitely really weird about him. Maybe that's why people are fainting around them. They try to say it's because the people are nervous. I don't think that is. I think some people are just more sensitive to energy and vibes than other people.
Elvis literally shapeshifts after he kisses this little girl.
From the Sioux Nation.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
And just for reference, before I let you watch his entourage run over and try to hide him from the camera, his normal eyes and what happened to his eyes after he kissed that little girl.
Yeah, we did it. Somebody get the scarf. We'll pick her.
Now, I don't think Elvis is a shape-shifting alien from outer space. Oh no. I think he's something much different. I think Elvis is an angel. In fact, I think Elvis might be the angel of life. Lucifer, that is, that fallen angel who just happened to be the minister of music in heaven.
I don't know about that. That's a little too tinfoil for me. And That wasn't even Elvis. I'm pretty sure that was an impersonator, right? What is this guy talking about?
The truth right in front of your face in 2025, and still people just completely forget about what they just showed you. Think about this, right? These robots and these masks, by the way. And don't forget that they are decades, literal decades farther. I mean, what we could even believe that they have. And now they're showing us this while they have artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence going on. These masks and all the weird things we've been seeing on the TV lately. You know, the really weird wrinkles in the neck and just weird creases in the face that should not be there. It's pretty crazy, right? And of course, this is all for entertainment, but wait till you see the end on just how amazing it looks. Entertainment. But what if these things were all over the place in front of us on the TV and we just had no idea? Also, we only ever see the front of these people as well. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all. Unrelated. So just last night we had that drop of information, tens of thousands of tagless pictures and files that no one could even barely look through. And today that the victims are speaking out. Today. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Pretty wild indeed. Thoughts below.
They usually keep the stuff right in front of us and mock us, so it's not really all that surprising. But, you know, they'll just say it's creativity and it's just a commercial. Just for kids, it's not that big of a deal, right?
I think the public needs to know this. If you're traveling this summer for vacation or for the holidays, listen up. As of right now, the FBI is hunting down 500 truck driving serial killers. Before I get into it, if you're traveling this summer, you're going to want to be cautious traveling on I-40. So this has been going on for the past 20 years, but it's ramping up. So the FBI is guesstimating that around 1,000 plus women have been long-haul truck drivers. But that's not all. They also have murdered 2 couples as well at truck stops. And these are the weirdos they're catching. So this is actually a chilling last picture of this girl before she was... Basically what they're doing is they're targeting SEX workers at truck stops and unsuspecting women. What they're doing then is basically torturing these women in the back of their trailers for as long as they possibly want to, and then they end up just... But the body count is just getting higher and higher. Basically so high that they're letting it be known to the public. So the sad part is a lot of these working girls don't have a choice. Either their PIMPs are saying, hey, you got to go in that truck or else, or hey, you're not going to get your DRUGS if you don't get in that truck. And they're all ending up. So far, the FBI has concluded that it's happening in North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas.
I'm not really surprised there's a bunch of truck drivers. It actually makes sense that somebody doing such disgusting things would be a truck driver, because they could just do something that the next day they're in a completely different state over and over again. It'll be a lot harder to catch them versus somebody who's doing it in the same area over and over again. Most people that go around the country doing these disgusting acts usually have traveling jobs. And that's what they like doing when they're traveling. I hope every single person that do these disgusting things find themselves under the jail.
This is real footage of a jungle search party communicating with the hidden elves of Malaysia, also known as the Orang Bunyan. Allegedly, in March 2019, experienced trail runner Atap went missing after joining the Kopeng Trail Run in Perak, Malaysia. After one of the country's biggest search and rescue operations, he was still nowhere to be found. Then, members of the search party started reporting strange occurrences during the search. They started hearing Atap's voice, but when they approached the voice, he was nowhere to be found. They also started smelling the scent of fried food, which is the signature scent of the Orang Bunyan. Don't ask me why they smell like fried chicken. I guess the scent of food is supposed to lure people to them. After these strange occurrences, people started to suspect that Atap was being taken by the Orang Bunyan, who are said to live deep within the forest, but on a different realm from us humans. And only people with the third eye, or whom the Orang Bunyan allows to see, will be able to see them. They are also said to be very beautiful looking, often wearing white garments. Religious masters then started combing the forest together with the search parties until they found Atap. According to them, they had found Atap alive and well, but Atap had no intentions of returning to our earthly realm. Atap had decided to stay with the Orang Bunyan. Some even said he decided to marry the Orang Bunyan, supposedly because he's being tricked into believing that he's living a lavish life with the Orang Bunyan, when in reality he was just sitting on rocks and eating snails. If you want to hear the rest of the story, check out my recent YouTube video where I discuss Malaysia's hidden elves, the Orang Bunyan.
They definitely would have got me smell like fried chicken and the people beautiful. Yeah, I would have fallen right for that trap.
If you think mirrors are low-key creepy, you are not alone in that fear. Around the world, for thousands of years, people have been terrified of mirrors, not because of how they reflect you, but what might be looking back at you. Have you ever seen a mirror covered after someone passes away? Yeah, it's so that their soul doesn't get trapped in the mirror. Certain religions do that. Feng Shui says never put a mirror at the end of your bed because your soul might get confused while you're asleep and wind up in the mirror. In ancient Greece, they used to use mirrors to contact the dead, and sometimes the dead spoke back. And that brings us to the demon mirror. The mirror so terrifying that the Vatican has to keep it locked underground in the secret archive. The demon mirror is claimed to be carved from obsidian, which is volcanic rock that the Aztecs used to use to summon their god. The gag with the demon mirror is it doesn't summon anything, it shows you your death, or worse, it shows you your shadow self. They say this mirror whispers in Latin, cracks during blessings, and then heals itself overnight. One priest decided he was going to be Billy Badass and stand in front of the mirror alone. He left the room with his eyes bleeding, mumbling, "It knows my name," and he was never the same. The Vatican classifies the demon mirror as a Class 3 infernal object, and it's in a lead-lined vault with constant supervision. Why? Not because it's haunted or possessed, but because it's waiting. What the hell is it waiting on? The church says there might be a twin out there, and if these two mirrors link up, it is quite literally the apocalypse. Here's the thing, black obsidian mirrors are actually not that uncommon. They're used as scries all the time, but there's certain mirrors out there, like the one that John Dee used, the Vatican's keeping a close eye on, but that's not it. Inside the Vatican archives, there's also a crucifix that bleeds during solar eclipses. But we can talk about that another time.
Okay, so why am I just finding out that people are living in the Grand Canyon? And I'm not talking about on the outskirts, but deep within, as in you need to take an 8-mile hike to get in or out, unless you're taking a mule or going via helicopter. This is in Supai, Arizona. It's called the Supai Village in the Havasu Canyons in the Grand Canyon. And this place is completely rural. They have a population of about 200 people, and it falls outside of the Grand Canyon National Park jurisdiction. It is by the Havasupai tribe, who have been there for over 1,000 years, and they administer the land completely on their own. They have their own culture, their own tradition, their own laws, and hikers and tourists need a full reservation in order to go there. I can't imagine what it's like to live there because there's limited to no Wi-Fi or cell service, and they get their mail, they get their packages only via a mule. This is insane. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was allowed based on the fact that the most of the Grand Canyon is completely blocked off to the public. But they've been there for over 1,000 years, so they actually have rain on this particular part of the land. Tourists who have been there, though, said that now it's become a bit of a run-down area. It's almost like living in a third world place. Some people have witnessed DV or things that seem a bit eerie, but I can't confirm or deny any of this. It's all alleged in regards to how they live. However, I do know that Supai Village does indeed exist. If you've heard about it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you move there, especially with the state of the world right now? If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. If I find out any more interesting details, I'll be back. Per usual, this is all alleged. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
I personally couldn't or wouldn't want to live a life like that, but I can't deny that it would be extremely peaceful.
It's late at night when a man named Taylor immediately takes out his phone to record something in his girlfriend's house. He's by himself, and for the first time, he's hearing what his girlfriend often hears at night, but never records on camera. At this moment, the sound of someone walking back and forth is heard from upstairs. The thing is, though, no one else is home except Taylor.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Eerily, the sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the staircase and heading towards Taylor. And as promised, he delivers. He lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him. Although losing his balance upon doing so, he continues to record on the off chance that something else happens. Unfortunately, nothing does. But at least the sounds from earlier have stopped. Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal occurrences, it is refreshing to see someone do something different. But as some believe, it might be best if he didn't confront the ghost in this house. Regardless, ghost or not, it is nice to see a different kind of reaction.
It is quite nice to see a different reaction. That man really was standing on business. He wasn't playing.
I feel like I just accidentally figured out Project Bluebeam, and you guys should listen to this. Just a heads up, this is a conspiracy theory. I am a conspiracy theorist because that's just how Satan's world works. And this is also just what I've experienced and what I believe, so do use discernment. Let me just start off by saying aliens are not real. They are demons. If you do not know Jesus Christ, you need to find him right now. And using the name Jesus Christ around these entities is the only way to make them leave you alone. You are not allowed to say Jesus Christ at NASA, Area 51 facilities, and all types of government compounds. So I have one of these bug lights because it doesn't give off chemicals or anything. It's just blue light and it attracts insects like crazy. So I was keeping it by my sink in case any gnats or anything came up. Today I noticed, I don't know if this has been like this for days or if I just noticed it today, but I'm a very observant person. The light used to just make the shape of the thing on the wall, but today it's a beam that goes all the way up to the ceiling. So I wanted to go to the store just to see if there was any like truth in plain sight type stuff on the packaging. But first off, I went to multiple stores. I could not find one store near me that sells anything other than LEDs, which are blue lights. And then I noticed that one of the biggest brands calls them Reveal LEDs. And pretty much all of them have these little labels that say like whole home. I don't know, this just feels really weird to me. And then I remembered that every single one of these, you could record any of them. They all get sucked up. You could try it yourself. It's not some kind of light trick or anything like that. I'm just recording normally and I've never seen one that doesn't do that. Think about it. Why are insects attracted like that to blue light? Like to where you don't need anything else, just the light does it. Does anyone have any ideas on what number might fall under the blue light frequency? I'll give you a hint. The Lord of the Flies. And as if this stuff wasn't weird enough on its own, Elon just bought a bunch of like 5G satellite things and they just launched, I think it said 28 of them or something yesterday, and there's a whole bunch more that are about to launch. So Jesus is king. Invoke his name wherever possible, especially if you come into contact with something like that at any point. But also, if something like that goes down, might not be a bad idea to shut all of the lights out. I know that sounds crazy, but it's kind of a weird thread for it to have so many things that point to that.
The shift has officially hit the fan, y'all. Hollywood is shutting down. The cost of living in Los Angeles has caught up with the industry. People are losing their jobs left and right. The production companies are closing down, y'all. Even Mel Gibson, he says now he has to outsource his whole production company to other countries in order to continue filming the second Passion of Christ, y'all. We told y'all the shift is here, y'all. Check
Movie productions once reserved for the big Hollywood lots of Los Angeles are now finding homes elsewhere, both domestically and abroad. So what is driving the exodus out of California? News Nation's Brian Enton looks into that story.
It's the 76th Emmy Award. Watch the Emmy Awards and you'll see the glitz and glamour. But the streets of Hollywood and the unemployed tell a different story. Some living in cars and struggling.
I've lost my job. It's everything. It's family, it's community, it's where I've worked for almost the last 30 years.
Stats show Hollywood is dead. California's COVID lockdowns, fires, high taxes, streamers and YouTube. TV shoots are down more than 50%.
So how bad is it out here in LA? I'm about to get onto a major movie studio backlot to check it out.
No one on the outside is supposed to see this, but I walked around and it was like a ghost town. I didn't see anyone. Workers told me it used to be bustling here with actors and crew, but now these sound stages are empty.
I was just walking around one of the studio lots out here, right outside the car here, and it's just dead. I mean, there's no one there. Everything is empty. There's not even anyone really walking around. What do you think is going on here?
Yeah, well, it was like that when I left to come over to Italy to work on film, and it was was already like an episode of the Twilight Zone. You know, places were deserted, and for more than one reason. What's going on there? Well, the industry is dying there.
I spoke with Academy Award-winning actor and director Mel Gibson, who's in Italy filming the sequel to The Passion of the Christ. He says it's much less expensive to shoot movies halfway around the world, which was the case on another one of his recent movie shoots.
It was cheaper, more cost-effective to fly the entire American crew, buy them air tickets, fly them to Bulgaria, house them, feed them for 3 days, and do the shooting there for 3 days rather than to just shoot for 1 day locally in Los Angeles, where they all...
You guys understand how big this is? Hollywood's little dream factory is running out of gas. You know California is the root chakra of the planet. That means this is the root of all the problems that we have been experiencing, because they make you see, and when you see something you believe it, and then you create it in this reality. This is big major news, y'all. This is the end of program delusion, and it is the rise of the real creators who have the real vision, like you and I, y'all. The shift is here. Let me know.
Doubt anything's really going to change. I'm not surprised that happened. Hollywood's been on a down for several years now. Even before COVID, it was like that. It's because of the taxes, and I could say Silicon Valley and all the high-paying jobs made all the prices go up. It's actually happening in Mexico City right now, too, in Mexico. A lot of those people who worked in Silicon Valley got remote jobs. They moved over to Mexico City. Now, the rent there is like $1,500, which is insane. So the locals are suffering. It's happening in a lot of other states too. A lot of people from California with that big salaries going to Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, all the like sunshine type states. Can't blame the people who making $400,000 a year want to go somewhere else cheaper because they live remote. All of us would do it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's a good thing to me that Hollywood is not doing very good, because let's be real, most of the stuff that comes out isn't very good anyway. 99% of stuff they produce is literal trash now. So it's unfortunate some people losing their jobs though.